yet. Well, the look on your face when we pulled up to my mobile home in my beat-up truck, beer cans floating in my blow-up pool. Good Lord knows I've got explaining to do. See, I'm the kind of guy with a couple of dreams. Everything you're looking at ain't what it seems. I don't live here, I'm just a passing through. Can't a man like me get a woman like you? There ain't nothing in this whole wide world that I wouldn't do. Well, I told you I was wealthy as a man could get. Told you I would fly on my private jet to my house in the hills, driving my Corvette. Hell, it ain't no lie, it just ain't true yet. Well, roll the tape forward to a few years later. We're sipping champagne, wearing alligator. 'Cause I bought a ticket and my dreams came true. I won the Powerball, baby, and I got you. Well, I told you I was wealthy as a man could get. Told you I'd fly on my private jet to my house in the hills, driving my Corvette. Oh, it ain't no lie, baby, it just took one bet. Well, it ain't no lie,
It's been a long, hard season. I'm feeling weary to my bones. I guess that's my reason. I've packed my bags and now I'm gone. Somewhere between the sun and the deep blue sea. That's very fine. Tender red, flat out on a beach bed. That's very fine. Working on my fishing skills in a
Every singer needs a song. Every bell cries out to be around. Every dog wanna wag its tail. Life ain't nothing but a pilgrim trail. Every message needs a dove. And everything grows with a drop of love. We're all hanging on tooth and nail. It's a rocky road, this pilgrim trail. Pilgrim trail, pilgrim trail. Sometimes heaven, sometimes hell. Pilgrim trail, pilgrim trail. Let's meet up down the pilgrim trail. Every wind longs for a sail, like every campfire needs a tale. We're on this freight train going down the rail, together on this pilgrim's trail. Pilgrim trail, pilgrim trail. Sometimes heaven, sometimes hell. Pilgrim trail, pilgrim trail. Where everything is up for sale. Pilgrim trail, pilgrim trail. Let's meet up down the pilgrim trail.
All right, good night, evening, everyone. Today is July 5, 2025. I hope everybody has all their fingers. Three Finger Freddy says he's having a seminar out back for those of you who had some problems with the 4th of July. He'll tell you how to get around all that stuff. So, okay. I had some time off. I forgot what the hell the workbench looked like. I did a little bit there this afternoon, but it was kind of rough. And you might notice over here, Rumble added a few more things here where I could now put up the stats, and I could also put, let me see what we can put up this here. Let's go. Okay, that didn't work right there. Let me try this right here. Okay, I got to get down there. They just found this on here. I just found this on here when I logged in, and you can put all this chat up here. I just have to figure out a way to make it a little bit bigger and do all that other stuff. And let me see what we got here. Okay. All right. I got this over here too. Let me see, what did I do here? All right. I could pin a message. Okay, right here. And there it goes right there. Okay, so there we go. All right. Okay, so I've been playing around with this. They just started this, I guess, this weekend, because I didn't see this before. Well, they didn't have it on Monday. That's the last time I was on here. But I'm doing a special today because I didn't do anything all week. I picked up my daughter at Fort Lauderdale on Tuesday. It was a 2.5-hour drive down there. Had fun. Drove her back yesterday afternoon and got home last night and didn't do anything except for watch the fireworks, and I'm going to show the fireworks here later on. Do replays of it. I captured it at 3 different places, and I thought, well, my neighbor 2 doors down, he usually has a bunch of fireworks, but he wasn't home this weekend, so I guess he was working, so didn't have any loud fireworks in the backyard, so we just had a few out in front. But everything is all right. Had a good time with my daughter for the 4 days that she was here, or maybe 3.5 days. I gained 4 pounds because she eats lunch and we normally don't eat lunch, so we had to add another meal to the everything every day. So if you haven't done so already, smash that like button so everybody knows you're here. Andy and Andrew. All right, give me that thumbs up right there. So I added some stuff in the description of the all my streams and videos now, of all the links for the train shows that I do. Just take a look at in the description, all the way down at the bottom, and there's about a bunch of links on there. How many did I put on there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I put 11 links on there. So all the websites that I normally go when I do the train show stuff, usually show it on here. I put in the description so you could access it real easy, so I don't have to put it in chat all the time. So that's where it's at. So we're going to talk about some train shows, and we're going to do something on the workbench. And here's what the workbench looks like right now. On Monday, I did 1 of the panels, and today I did 3 more. And there goes Anfield Road layout in the loft. How you doing, Lee? Have a great day, sir. Get late in the UK. We'll watch replay. Night all. Thanks for stopping in, Lee. Good to see you in here. Let me stick this thing up here, right here. Okay, there we go. All right. But that's what I've been working on, and I had to go into my stash because I was short. You see on the 2 sections where there's a roof section, it's on an angle. Well, the vertical part on there, I could not find in bag A of all the pieces of wood. So I had to, and they're a scale 10 by 10 lumber. Most of the pieces on there are 8 by 10, 10 by 10, 6 by 10 in that view right there. And I did not have any in any of my stash or any other kit that I had. So I had to use an 1/8 inch square for the verticals. And it's just a little bit bigger, 10/1000ths of an inch. So you could barely tell, but I know it's there. But that's what I've been working on today. So here we go. All right. So we're going to show some video on how we got to that. But let me show you my schedule. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Monday on Rumble, Wednesday, Rumble and YouTube, and Friday on Rumble. This is a special edition, weekend edition, because of the 4th of July, and I was not here all this week. So that is the normal schedule right there. All right. So let's get on with some train shows. We had some rain. We had a lot of rain. Let me see what a train show thingy is. Well, there's not a lot of train shows coming up in July or August, but I'm going to show this to you anyway. This is trainshows.net, and this has got stuff from all over the world. You could pull up North America, United States, Canada, Europe, UK, Ireland. And if you got the United States, you could even pull it up by states. So let's take a look. Let me pull up Florida and see what they got for Florida. So they got Regal Railway August 16th. They got another Regal Railway September 13th. Another Regal Railway November 22nd. Suncoast Model Railroad Club Train Show December 6th. Martin County Model Railroad's Holiday Open House December 14th. Woohoo! That's in Stuart. And Christmas Model Train Show December 20th, Newport Richey Elks Lodge. And another Martin County Model Railroad January 17th and 18th. So that's all they got for Florida, but there's a lot more in Florida. So we'll undo that. How do you undo that? I guess you just got to go backwards, okay. But here's all the other ones they got over here. But I'm not going to go through all those because I don't know where most of that stuff is. But there is a, let me see, they have the N Scale, where is it? Novi, Michigan, NMRA National Train Show in Novi, Michigan, and then they had a N Scale deal on here too. I forget. Hamlet Summer Toy. Maybe that was the NMRA National Train Show. Was the N Scale stuff. Okay, so let's go over to trainshows.com. So on trainshows.com, we got a lot. We got a July 26 and 27 Greenberg Great Train and Toy Show, Oaks, PA. And I think that's the only one they got in July here. Yep, because nothing else until August. Over here, October. So Monroeville after that, and Edison, New Jersey after that. So, see, there ain't a lot going on in the summertime. So let's see what else we got here. And Golden Spike Enterprises, Saturday, July 12th. We're going to go to this one. This is D-Land. So, Volusia County Fairgrounds. So, we like going to that one because they got the train show there. And plus, they got the Model Railroad Club in the barn right behind it, where I like to take some videos and see the people there. They got a lot of good stuff there. And then in Daytona Beach, which is 18 miles up the road, is Buc-ee's. So we have some good sandwiches. And we was in, where were we? Bartow the other day. We stopped in Bartow after I had to go back to see my doctor because I had the procedure last week, and I had to do a follow-up on Thursday. He's only in Wauchula on Thursday. So I had to go there, and my daughter went with us, and she took a walk through Wauchula, and it poured down rain, so she she was able to get under the canopies. But while I was there, he said I was doing good. But anyway, we went to Bartow after that and found a good little restaurant there, because we don't normally eat lunch, but my daughter wanted to eat lunch, and they had a good pulled pork sandwich. So We're going to have to go back there. And Debbie had tuna sandwich. Yeah, tuna salad sandwich. Tuna fish salad. Yeah, sandwich. There you go. All right. But anyway, Saturday, July 12th, Volusia County Fairgrounds. We like going to that one there. Okay, what else we got? Southern Division of Train Collectors Association. They just had their big whoop-de-doo last weekend, and their next event is a little one in Lake Nona near Orlando in November. But then we got some of the other train shows here. They got a bunch of them listed up on the top there, but other ones over here, they got the Regal Railway, and then they got Melbourne on here, September 6th. We're going to go to that one because the guy that I bought the coaling station from, he said he's going to get more from the hobby shop. So I'll have maybe a few more to pick through at the Melbourne show. He said he's going to be at the D-Land show too, but he's just going to have the same stuff that he had at the Melbourne show. But he had about 5 kits altogether. I picked the coaling station, but there was a couple more in there I would have liked to get, but the coaling station was my number one choice. And then Hernando County, September 13th, that's another Regal Railway. And then September 20 and 21, it's the Villages Model Railroad Club, and we can go over to that one here. I think this one right here. Oops, that's just a Google. Oh, okay. Okay, Railfan and Railroad Magazine, Railroad Model Craftsman, and they got a bunch of train shows on here, so if you're interested, there's that one there. They got a bunch of them listed here. Okay, so what else we have here? I thought I got rid of that one there. There we go. The Villages Model Railroad Club. September 20 and 21st, they got the vendors and the train layouts. So the vendors are in one room and the layouts are in another room. We like to go to that one. And pretty soon, they're supposed to be building a Buc-ee's up on I-75 between Ocala and the Turnpike. So somewhere up in there. But, we have to take the Turnpike, and we get off of the Turnpike right before we hit 75 to go to the Villages. So maybe one day we'll be able to go to Buc-ee's at that train show, too. So we like going to that one. They got a lot of good stuff there. I usually find some stuff, and they got a lot of good model railroads there from Z all the way up to G. And NMRA, National Train Show. This one is, I think this is the Novi one. Yeah, but okay. NMRA Convention from 1935 to present. Let's see what they got. Conventions from 1935. I don't want to go all the way back to 1935. Here we go. 2025, Novi, Michigan. Okay, and 2026, Chattanooga, Tennessee. Okay, Scenic City Express, July 27th. Okay, all right. So what did they have back in 1935? Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Of course they did. Okay. All right. So what else we got? Suncoast Model Railroad Club. Click here for flyer. Okay, they're in Pinellas Park. When do they have that one here? Oh, this is the old one. They don't have the new one up, but it's in, I think it was December the 6th. But Largo is where they have the club, and they got a lot of good stuff there, N scale and HO scale layouts. And then Bushnell Station, a good museum, not train show, but they got a lot of layouts there. And when I was there the last time, I think in February, they added a bunch more. So they got a lot more, and pretty soon, he said within about 2 years, He's going to build another building, and he's going to have Fowler's Dream layout, which I think is about, he said, 60 by 80 O scale layout that these old guys built on a metal frame. They all volunteered their spare time, all retired, and most of them are either passed away or are in nursing homes right now. So Thomas Fowler donated it to Bushnell Station, so it will be up there as soon as he gets the building built. He just built another smaller building that has about 4 layouts in it that I saw on February, and you can see right there that they have 7.5-inch gauge track. I think it's a half a mile or 3/4 of a mile. I guess they're going to have to shorten it if they put another building up in there, because that's going to be a really big building. Okay, we got one more here, and this is Regal Railway, and this is the one that has train shows every month. Upcoming shows right here in small towns around western Florida and central Florida. Okay, Saturday, August 16th, Pinellas Park. Saturday, September 13th, Brooksville. Saturday, November 22nd, another Brooksville. December 20th, Newport Richey. I didn't know they went to Newport Richey. All right, that's on the East Coast. And another Brooksville in January. So they got them all over the place right there. Okay, so that's it for the train shows. That's all I got for the train shows. And if you haven't gone on Rumble, it's a good idea to go on Rumble, because if you haven't done so already, smash that like button. Follow me on Tom Kvichak or Tom's Trains. Hit the bell notification. And better yet, sign up for Rumble Premium. What are you waiting for? You know why you want to sign up for Rumble Premium? Because you have ad-free viewing. Break free from ad breaks. Watch your favorite videos on live stream without advertisement. That means you don't have to sit there and click through 2 advertisements before each live stream or video. Then you get premium content. Gain access to exclusive premium content from creators like Steven Crowder, Dr. Disrespect, Tim Pool. They all have it. Even I have it. I'm a premium creator, and I even have the premium content. But if you're familiar with Mud Club, you get that free. If you're familiar with Timcast IRL's Uncensored, you get that free. And he now has the Green Room. You get all that advantages, and you also get a verified badge and other benefits. It's only $9.99 per month, US dollars, $99 per year. So what are you waiting for? Sign up for Rumble Premium now. There you go. What are you waiting for? If you got Rumble, go ahead on over to Rumble and chat it up over there. We got 5 people over there, and nobody's chatting it up. Debbie was on there earlier. Said hello to me and Jim. Even though Jim wasn't only on YouTube over there. So we're going to take a look at what's on here. We're going to see the videos that I did. Okay, how I got to that point right there. So here we go. We just finished up the timber oil derrick, and it's time to start a new kit. And we're going to be doing the Campbell's Scale Models coaling station right here. On the Friday live stream, we opened up the box and just looked at all the bags and went over the beginning of the assembly instructions. But let's go down to the bottom here. All right, so I already went over this part here, and it says build the hoist house. The walls of the hoist house have been cut, and the doors and the wood and the windows opening die cut for you. Glue a piece of 3/32 square wood on the inside flat surface of each end of each of the front and rear rectangular walls, flush with the edges for inside corner posts. Glue 1/16 inch square corner trim pieces to the edges of the other two peaked walls, flush with the back inside surfaces. Okay, when the glue has set, slant the upper ends of the corner trims to match the slant of the roof. Okay, glue the windows in their openings and all that good stuff. Okay, so let's open up bag A here. All right, so we got a lot of stuff in bag A. It's a small bag, but there's a lot of stuff in here. A lot of plastic. Bag A. So we got some panels here. We got cut out some places for windows there. And we got some notches in some of these walls right here. So here's the windows right here. We got 4 windows. 2 right there. Oops. And let's see what wood we have here. Try to arrange them by size. Okay, so there we go. So there's all the stuff in bag A right there. So these are squares right here. This is rectangle. This is a square. And this is also a square. Really, I guess this one fits at the very top, right there on the peak of the roof. All right. The first 2 steps on here are take these 3/32 squares and put them on the edge, or put them on the corner of each one of these, like so, for the corner posts. I'll put them over here also. And then the 16th inch square, put them on the edge, like so, flush with the back. So we'll glue these on the back and on the flush with the side, and this flush with the back and on the edge. And then after that, I think we have to cut the windows out. Yeah, glue the windows into openings. So once we get that, then we'll cut the openings for the windows in here, because we've got 2 windows here, and these 2 windows are all the way down to the ground. I have my 1, 2, 3 block over here, so I could make sure that it is square on the edge of the 2 long walls. And just put it on there like this. And I'm going to put it flush with the top of it, because that's the base, and I don't know, they didn't say on here if it goes inside, and I didn't measure it, or flush with the top. Okay, so it says the walls overhang by 1/32, so that's good that I put it on on the top edge of it. I had to read ahead on that. Make sure they're all the way up to the top. Oops, gonna have to redo that one over there. I'm glad I read ahead a little bit, because I wasn't quite sure. I thought I read it earlier that it overhung. I just had to make sure, but it's actually, I guess it'll be longer once you get the corner posts on there for the other side. And once we do these, we'll do the peaked roof and put the 16th on the edge flush with the back side. And then we'll have to trim the top, the angle of the roof, or the pitch of the roof. Well, I guess that's 1/32 right there. I will take my word for it. Okay. All right, so those are finished. I'll have to trim that out, and we'll do these right now. I'm making sure that the 1/16 inch corner, or the edge pieces, go all the way down, and it's flush with the bottom. So I just put it up against the 1, 2, 3 block, and then push down to make sure that's where it's at. And this is flush with the back side. So, and those 2 slots on this door here, that's for a big door. Oops. And you know, I'm going to have to primer the windows and all that stuff, so we're not going to put the windows on yet. We're just going to cut the holes for the windows and then make sure they fit, and then we'll do the windows later because we got to wait for all of this to dry. Well, the 2 slots that they had for this wall right here is in no way big enough for the windows. As you could probably see right there. I got that up against that, and it's about the thickness of this, what's that, 3/32. So it was a little bit short on it. So I'm gonna leave the outside alone, and I'm gonna cut in about 3/32 on these towards the center. So I'll just go over here like this and like this, and I'm just guessing on that because we'll figure where it should go. Alright, now I'll do the vertical cut. Well, I wanted to make sure all the windows were the same size, because it not only was not wide enough, it is not tall enough. So I'm going to have to cut some off the top also, because you can see how much the window seal on there is down too far. So we're going to have to bring that up, and probably bring that up at least 1/32, because, you know, because remember the floor fits like right here. So that comes down like 1/32. So we're going to have to go up a little bit higher. Well, I had to cut about 1/16 of an inch up to get that window to fit inside there. This is what I took out of it right there. And to give you an idea of how I measured that, I put the window, I made the window sill flush, the bottom of the window sill flush with the bottom of the wall and just marked it right here like this, went across like so. Here we go. And I'll go all the way to the end of it. Right there. Into right there. And then I come with the flat blade. And there you go. Here it is right there. I might have to shave a little bit of that off. It didn't go all the way through right there. So that's it right there. That's how you do it. Well, before I cut out the piece for the door, which is a little bit higher than what it is on here on what was sliced out of it, because you have to measure it here, because this one door, this one post that goes down in between the two doors gets glued to the bottom of the top of the 1/16. So we have to at least bring it up to right there. I'm just going to mark it with like that right there, and then go across on that scribed mark right there. So I'm going to have to put my goggles on to follow that. Well, I'm not going to leave these doors closed like this, but I had to sand down a little bit off of both these doors. There are two different sizes here to get this vertical piece in there. Because once you put the 1/16 of an inch verticals on either end, it made it kind of tight. So here's what it looks like here. So there's you got a 1/16 of an inch on top and 1/16 of an inch on either end, and you got the two doors in there, and then this goes like so. So what I'll do is I'll maybe keep this one closed over here, or maybe slightly open, but I wanted to get the position for this one here first to glue that into place, and maybe we'll just keep both of these open. Yeah, that'll be a good idea. I'll keep both of them open. So now I just have to glue these right there, and then glue this one in the proper position. I have these two glued into place, and I'll show you how I glue the last one in here. Come along here, and then I put a little bit up on the top too, for the top edge, and just put it in place. And what I'll do is I'll just put this door right here in place, and then I'll bring it down just a little bit so I don't get glue up on the top of it, and then put this right where this should be, right there. I can actually put both of them in there just to hold it in place. Just like so. Make sure this is pushed up in there. Okay. And we'll let that sit like that until the glue dries. And I'm going to have to primer these windows right here. I glued the one edge and long piece together while I'm waiting for this one to dry up here. And then once this is dried up, I'll glue this one together. So, like so. And make sure that we get it right. Okay, so this one will go like this right here. And I'll do it the same way. I have the square on the outside, 1, 2, 3 block on the inside to make sure it's vertical and square like that. And so I just have to put some right here. Hold it there for a second. Turn it to where I can take a look at it. Make sure that it's flush on the outside there. I'll get a 1, 2, 3 block for right here. Get another square right here to hold it in place. And then once these dry, I'll be able to glue the two together and then put the floor on. Well, I got all 4 walls glued together. I'll let that set up. And I've been sanding this down right here on all 4 sides because I'm pretty sure it's not going to fit in there. I eyeballed it and it looked like it was just a little bit large on this end right here. So we'll wait till that gets dry before we put this in here. And then this piece goes up on the top right here inside. And let me move this out of the way. And then I got to cut out the roof section so we can put shingles on this thing. So let me start on that right now. I'll cut this side out. I'll cut it out off of the entire piece. And then I'll be able to trim the other 2 sides. And there we go. Now I'll be able to trim these other 2 sides off of here. And then we got to score. Got it trimmed up, and I scored the center of it so we could fold it over so it'll fit on there. But before we glue it into place, we got to put these shingles on there. Where's these shingles at in here? These shingles right here. That's going to be fun doing that again. Once I got these 4 pieces together, I'm going to have to trim about a 1/16 of an inch off the long end of this. After cutting some off the back of the floor and then sanding down both sides, the long edges, I finally got it into place, but I cut a little bit too far on the back side, so I could probably fill that in with probably if I could find a 1/32 or maybe a 64th. It's pretty close. I'm gonna call it a night. Got this done right here. Just have to put this post in right there. I didn't do that tonight, but we'll do that tomorrow. Here's the roof. Here's the shingles, and we'll have to cut the shingles, you know, a little bit larger than the length of the roof, and then put them in place. So it looks like we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 different roofs that takes these shingles right here. So we're going to be doing a lot of shingling on this kit right here. So time to rest. But that is what I got done on this project on Saturday. So here comes what I did on Sunday. I continued with the hoist house and went a little bit further. Flat khaki is what I primered the windows and all these little small details. I just cut out enough shingles to do the entire roof right here. Okay, and I got to do 3 more roofs in this amount right here. So what they tell you to do is take a small paintbrush and wet just the back end of this right here, leaving the front end where the shingles are intact. I'm not doing that. That's a lot of work doing it that way. I'll get my trusty old deal right here with a sponge with water on it and do the shingles like that. And we'll just show you the first one. Now all of these are slightly longer than the roof. And so there you go, there's the first one. Easy as that. And there's a little bit hanging over on the edge. You still get the desired effect on these shingles with my method of soaking the whole thing. You just, whenever you're applying, you just put the pressure down on the back part of it. And if you need to, you know, you just lift up the individual shingles. Most of them come up on their own, but if you like to get more of them, you could just go underneath and fill them up. So that's one end, and the last row you put on upside down, and you put this on the edge of the board, and then you cut the excess off once it dries. Trimmed all the excess, and I got some paint on the shingles. Okay, so I put brown oxide over here. I don't know how I got it over here, but I trimmed the edges with the X-Acto blade, and I put gray primer on the building right here. So we'll worry about coloring the shingles at a later time, but I want to get the roof on here so I could glue this in place and then set this off to the side and then go on to the next step. Here's the hoist house. I did not put the windows in. I got them setting up on a piece of tape, and I did not put the doors in yet. I'll install them later on, but I put the ridge cap, the little 4x4 ridge cap on there, glued everything into place. It looks pretty good. So we're ready to go on to the next step, onto bag B, which is, I'm going to have to get this template down off of here and put it under the glass and see what all is in bag B. So we got a lot of stuff in bag B, so we'll be opening this in a minute. All right. Well, before I open up bag B, we're going to take a look at the template here. We're going to have to build, this is the front elevation here, the part in the shaded area right here. That's the front. Then the rear in the shaded area. and then the side elevation 2 in the shaded area. That's the first 3 steps. And then after that, we put them all together. And then the fun begins. So we'll start off with this one here. But before we get to that, we got to open up the bag and make sure we identify everything on there, because there's a lot of different timbers in there. So let's take a look at Bag B, Parts for Section B, Coal Pocket. Okay, so a lot of big timbers, and a lot of good stuff in here. This is a long section right here. A lot of steps in this one. We'll put these off to the side here because that comes later on. I read some of the directions, the first 4 or 5 steps, and then skimmed through the rest of it to see what needed to be done. These are sticking to the rubber band. The rubber band is coming apart. There we go. I'm not sure if all of them are in here because it looks like it was loose, so there may be some of these same timbers loose elsewhere in the bag, and we're gonna have to get the remnants of the rubber band off of these right here. We'll try to sort all these things out by size, and once I do that, I'll show you what's in here. Well, it took me a while to sort through all of these, and not all of them are equal. Or what I should say, some of them are squares, 10 by 10s, some of them are 8 by 10s, and many different lengths. And then these over here, I'm not sure what they are because they're even maybe 6 by 10 or something like that, because they're completely different dimensions. So we'll have to cross that bridge when we get to it, when we get to that part. These are the flat ones here, like 2 by 10s and stuff like that, or what, 2 by 12s. Squares over here, and then a real small square, and then here's the flats, the buildings right there. Whew. My goodness. Starting off, I have to use 5 8 by 10s, so I'm going to have to. Okay, so that's this one right here, this length. So there's 8 by 10s and there's 10 by 10s the same length. So I think this is an 8 by 10. Because this is 115 by 96. So that's an 8 by 10 right there. And this is 115 by 115, same on both. So this might be the, yeah, that's the 10 by 10. There's 5 of these in the center, and then 10 by 10s on the outside. So that's where we have to start off at right there, with these right here. And then I'm not sure what these are right here. My goodness. 90 by 115. It's even a different dimension. Okay, and this one's 95 by 95. So even these two are different. Those two are different. They look close the same, but you gotta get out the digital calipers to actually check it. So I'm going to be using these things a lot for this. It's not like on the easier kits where they're color coded for the size. Okay. I had to make some room and still be able to keep all the wood in their separate piles. So I have a lot of the piles. You can't see them, but they're all along the top in 2 rows around my mat. And here's all the other ones. These 2 are the ones that I'll be working on with first. And these are all the odd shaped ones right there. Well, I'm assuming that these are the 2 corner posts right here, because this is the closest to it, but it's just a tad longer. But it doesn't say to cut them. It says most of them are. It says the only ones to cut is the center one right here. But this is maybe like a 64th over. I was thinking that maybe the glass was making it distorted. But this is the closest one, but there's nothing, no other ones that are even close to that one right there. So I'm just going to assume it's that one right there. We'll see, because if I put it over here on the side, even if I look on it on this side here, this is the side view of it. This one even shows it's short there also. All right, I got the front elevation, step 1. Is that step 1? Yeah, well, the first one says step number 7, but you know, that together. Now I have to go to the back elevation. Well, the rear part that we have to do is identical to the front, except we don't have the place in there for the chute. So 5 of the 8x10s, 2 of the 10x10s this way, and 1 10x10 across the top. All right, that was from Sunday. And James, yes, that is a kit. That is a Campbell scale model kit. That is the coaling station. Really nice kit. And I got some more. And I had some indication here that that's when I put this thing over here. Seems like there was some buffering at the top of the hour, because I was getting the indication on here that it was buffering, but I didn't see like it was losing any of the packet loss. But maybe because there's so many people coming on at the top of the hour and at the bottom of the hour. Last time it was at the bottom of the hour. But this time it's only happening. It happened at 7 o'clock, and it happened again at 8 o'clock. So must be a lot of people coming online, coming on live and stuff like that. But we're going to go to what I did this afternoon. So here we go. Well, 4th of July week is over. I took my daughter back to Fort Lauderdale Airport yesterday, and it is Saturday afternoon. I did some gardening this morning. Did 2 miles of walking at Lowe's. Took Debbie to the thrift store and got back, and now it's time to start working on this again. So here's what we got. We got the rear elevation, and so I left the tape down there, so it's been down there since Monday. So let's see if it's still sticky. And I got to move this over a little bit so to get the tape on all the pieces here. And so there's that one right there, and up to here. I guess it goes to that right there. So I got to put this on the top right here so I could tell where this piece is going to go. So put that one right there, like so. Drop it down like this. And these are the squares that are on the outside. And then these are the, I guess you call them 6x8s. Let me use the tweezers to put these down. It's been a long time since I've been on the workbench, so I got to get back in the groove of things right here. I'm a little rusty. Once we get all these in here, I put a little dab of glue on the very top of it and then put the cross piece on. And then we could move on to the next step, and we do the sides. And it's been a long time since I got anything done on here, so I'm excited to get back working again. Okay, so we'll just put a little bit of dab on each one of these. Okay. Really can't see how much I got on them from this point of view, but I'll just put a little bit more just to make sure. Okay, now this piece. Now this is another square. What I'll do is I'll just put these like this to make sure they're good and tight. And some of those are not as long as the other ones. I got two that are longer. Well, I got three. Okay. And it looks like, oops, there we go. Well, let this thing dry long enough. Let's see if we can get this off the tape now. Get it over here. Come on. There we go. There. Front and back. Right there. Now let's try some new tape and then we'll tackle the sides. We gotta read up on what it says about the sides. They're a little bit different than what we did on the front and back. And we had some rain earlier today, and it sounds like it's going to rain again today. Now, for the past couple of days, we ran into a lot of rain. In fact, coming back yesterday from Fort Lauderdale, we hit quite a bit of rain, but it seemed like there was nothing here in Sebring. Now, these are the sides right here. We only do the shaded area. We're going to make two of them, and then I think this piece right here, we flip it over and put one on the opposite side. So let me see what the instructions say just to make sure. Well, I'm going through all these pieces here, and I just noticed that I missed these two short timbers right here, and then this one going across there, and the same thing on the back side. But unless I have to cut this, but this little vertical piece right here I don't have, so I might have to cut that out of one of the longer pieces because I'm going to need two of them, and I don't have two of those right there. So I'm gonna glue these on here, and then I'll worry about this over here. I got enough for all of that for both of them. Got over here and then this one here, but I don't have this vertical piece right here, and that's what's puzzling me, because all these right here are not square, and these are all the square ones, but they're way too long. These are square over here. I'm not sure if this is square right here. Let me check. But these are even too long. See, this is rectangular. This is 93 by 112. This is also a rectangular one right here. Yeah, these are rectangular, so I'm going to put these over here like that, because these are all rectangles over on this end. Okay, this one here, 107, 108, okay. $115, $121, $118. Okay, so that one's a square. This one is not. This is 120 by 115. These are all rectangles there. Okay. That's close. 115 and a half by 118. It's 107, 109. Okay, this is square, but it's a smaller square, so I'm going to leave that there. And this is sure close. 119, 115 and a half. I'm going to call that a square also, but that's shorter, and that's a little bit longer. Did I say, I keep forgetting, is this one square also? Yeah. 108 and 105, yeah, but it's a smaller, thinner square. So I still don't have anything for right here. And these are the pieces that I cut off from this shorter one and those right there. So I'm stumped. I'm just going to have to wing it. So these 10 by 10s are what? I'm going to see if I have any in my stock that are the same size. I looked through all of my kits, even the scraps and stuff like that, and I could not find any 10 by 10s. The closest I can get is the 1/8 inch. Here's an 1/8 inch square, so we're going to have to use that. That's a little bit oversized, but we'll have to deal with it. Okay, I finished up the one side. I had to slice that and slice this 1/8 inch piece to fit in there. Now I gotta wait for that to dry before I can do the other one. I turned the glass sideways so I could work on the other side. So I can get this top and the bottom, and once I release this one, we'll be able to put the short piece in on the opposite side. And that one looks like it's a little too short. Yeah. Notice the center one is a little bit too long. So let's just move these over like this. Put the short one There we go. Right now. Make sure I don't drop this like I did the other one 3 times. This one. There we go. Now this cross piece, short piece in there, that goes on the bottom side of that. Well, I just put this short timber on this last side wall, and that's going to help this short center one to hold in place. So I'm just going to set that there. But here's how they fit together. I got 3 of them together, the front and back and the one side. And as soon as this dries, I'll put them all together like so. And it has to be perfectly square, top to bottom, side to side. I just finished all 4 sides of the coal pocket, and I have it dry fitted on the workbench right now. Let me show you what it looks like here. Right there. And I'm going to go eat dinner, and when we come back, maybe we'll glue this into place, or maybe we'll just wait for the string tonight. I got it scheduled for 7 o'clock tonight, Saturday night. So we might just glue this together during the stream after I show all the videos of how we got to this point right here. But this is not glued together yet. It's just dry fitted, and it's, you know, just falling apart, so you get the idea. But we'll just set it down like this, and they'll go like that. I'll turn them over like so to have these short timbers and the other timbers on there. And I'll also have to, on these side pieces, I'll have to put the long timbers, these on here, when it all goes together. I'm not sure why you have to wait, but it says once it's on there, you put these pieces on. Well, that's where we are right now. My goodness. It took a while to get to that point, but we're going to see if we can get that together and square like I showed it up there a little bit earlier. I'm going to shut this microphone off and go over to that one, It's gonna be a little difficult to try to get it to square because it's just little pieces here and there. So let me go over there. I'm going to shut this one off. Let me put some music on here.
Little boy that outran.
I don't like that song here.
Got nothing but time to kill. No vacation's been more heavens.
Let's try this one here. That's a little bit better. Well, it looks like it's buffering a little bit. I'm not losing any packets, but it's like 24 frames per second instead of 60 frames per second. So I'm going to shut this microphone off and go over there and hope for the best. Alright, here I am over here. Now, let's play around with this to see if we can get this together. I'm going to have to get my squares over here. Get some of this paper out of the way. And I got to get my glass back up here so I could put some glue on it. And I'll have to those two have side pieces on there, so I may be able to put it like this. I guess not. Might have to put another piece underneath it and put that like that. And put this over here. I don't know. Gonna be fun. But we'll see. So I gotta put glue on the top and bottom of that, and we'll try our best to get this thing square. Okay, so put some right here on that, and put some right there on that. Okay, and it goes right here. And I'm going to put this right here like this. Oops. Yeah, that's not going to work because those are going to fall onto that. That's not going to work too good like that. Well, just get this here like so, and put my square in this one, and we'll have to square off the other one. Okay, there we go. Put that one right there, and then this one the same way. That will go like that, but this one goes over here like this on this one. So we'll make sure that we got that right. Like so. Yeah, that'll work like that. Okay, so and once we get these two pieces all dried up, we'll be able to put them together. So that's going to go, yep, like that. Like so.
When we dance, baby, this head close. It's like I'm pausing with a lethal dose. Can I help it? If I
I'm going to put this one over here.
If I leave it, baby, will you come? Let me hold
Make sure
arms go numb.
that is like that. Get my other square over here.
Can I help it? If I want you tonight, I can't.
Okay. Now we wait till that dries. Alright, so we gotta see what the next step is. Let me clean this up right here. Running the CSS-8 and my B&O GP40 on the loop. Alright. I gotta start cleaning my track and hook up my DCC EX thing back up, because I haven't run that since probably November. Okay, so it says assemble the four side frames of the coal pocket, making sure it is exactly square. Add the belt timbers on the sides according to the Durango. I'm using the Durango set. Install the two inside center seals under the shorter posts of the front and back frames. Install the two inside center seals. Okay, so I have to see what the center seals are. The two inside center seals. So seals right here. Okay, then. So there's two short ones right here on that. And this one looks like there's a long one, so what's it say? Install the two inside center seals under the shorter post on the front and back frames. So on the back frame it looks like there's a long one. With one end of each the front post. Okay, with front of the front post. And the other end extend the 7/16 beyond the back frame to butt against the back of the bucket guide. Okay. Now you got me confused here. So this is the seal. This is the seal right here. Okay, this is a seal up here too. So that's this seal right here. Inner seal extension. Okay, so the inner seal, okay, the inner seal on the side is a longer one because it extends over here. Oh my goodness. I'm going to have to study this and measure all these things here. Okay, so, and the other end extend the 7/16 beyond the back frame. Back frame, okay, back frame. To extend to butt against the back of the bucket guide frame to be installed later. See figure 2. So right here, okay, to be installed later. Okay, so that's that. So those are on the side ones. Those go on the inside. Along with the side frames on the outside. I already put the side frames on these right here, on the front and back. I don't know why they're telling you to put it on later, because it's harder to do it later. But I guess. Okay, so the shorter ones, I guess that's on the front. You got a long one on the back. I'm just going to have to read this and read this over and over again because this is confusing. Let me turn the page here. And the next step after that is cut the 24 floor joist scale 4x10s on the template on figure 4. So figure 4 is 5. Figure 4, okay, figure 4 is right here on the bottom. So we're going to cut 24 of those with that angle on the edge. Okay, so that's a double angle on there. But that's after we put these short seals on there. So now this, I had an extra one of these because it went somewhere else. And that goes on the okay, those go on the side. Okay, this one goes on the front over here, up top. Through bolt heads. Short timber. So we got to put one up here, up there. Okay, so that goes up there. So we got to see, we don't have any more short ones like this. How about one like this? These are all the same height. Most of these are 10x10s. Okay, that one's too long. I think this one's an 8x10. These are 8x10s right here. And these are 10x10s. That's a short one there. So this is even shorter than that one shows on there. This is much shorter. What about this one right here, belt timber? That one's even shorter. My goodness. Okay, so what about this one right here? Okay, that one will fit. Okay, these two fit on the sides. These are the belt timbers that fit right here. So I'll save those. And then we got the seals. The inner seal is longer on the, but I don't have a longer one than that. I'm screwed again. I don't know how to inner seal extension. I'm just going to have to figure this out later. Let me see if I can put these four pieces or these two pieces together here. Get these out of the way. That goes up there, that goes there. Just hold on. Hold on a minute there. Okay. This is gonna be fun. Gonna be lots of fun, lots of fun.
Sunday
Okay.
morning meeting time, to hear them church bells ring. Y'all seen them late last night, go out and shake that thing. They went out and shake it.
We're gonna have to put some here.
Hold on, baby, just hold on.
And here.
I'll be coming home, back where I belong.
Here.
Yeah, baby. Hold on, baby.
And here.
Just hold on.
Just hold on. Okay.
In the shade I waste my
Be careful.
night I go to town. Well, I'm up still at them good time gals, always going down. Yeah, they're always going down.
Okay, so now I just gotta make sure that these are square right here.
I'll be coming home,
Right there.
back where I
And
belong. Baby, won't you
here.
hold
And here.
one more time, baby?
And right there.
At night, I'm getting right and fooling, twinkling in her little gas ain't got me yet. But Lord, she loves to try. Oh Lord, she does try. Hold on,
Baby, just hold on.
I'll be coming home, baby.
Okay, there we go.
Where I belong with you.
All right.
Hold on, baby, just hold. Won't you
Now I'm just totally confused about
I said, baby, just hold.
what I gotta do next. Add the belt timber. So these two things right here are the belt timbers. I gotta add the belt timbers on this one here. Going that way and this way here. Okay, we got that. On the sides according to the Durango. Install the two inside center seals under the shorter posts of the front and back frames. Under the shorter posts of the front and back frames. So I don't have any more of those short ones. Because it says these right here. But I only got 4 of them. I got 1, 2, and 3, 4 right there. Because there's 2 over here also. So on the back one, there's a long seal. Okay, let's take a look at the side view here. Okay, so that's where that is. You really can't see anything on the inside there. But you do see something right here, which is right here. But there's nothing pointing to that. But that is on these short pieces right here. Okay.
But if you're willing to roll up your sleeves, there's no end to what you can achieve. That's something else. Now what a fool believes. You got to pay your dues before it's all cookies and cream. You got to pay your dues.
Well, you know what? This might go all the way back over here. Because I don't see nothing right there. So this, I did that wrong. So I gotta undo this. I gotta undo this right here. Oops. This is the last one I did. And I gotta undo this one right here. And this goes on the inside. This goes further in. Because that goes, if you look at this from the side, this goes right here like that. Okay. So let's redo this blue on here. Get this out of the way. Oh. I'm glad I cut that before I got too far. Thanks for reminding me. Right there. Right there. Right here. And right there. Oop, a little bit too much right there. Too much left over. All right. So how far does that go? So that goes right where that other piece goes, right here. Like so. I gotta make sure that this, get the shorter one here. Make sure this is exactly underneath that one right there. This one right here. That's where it goes. Make sure that that is square right there. Okay, that's how that one goes right there. It goes on the inside of that. Okay. We're gonna let that sit there tonight. Because I gotta find all this other wood. where it says put on the front and the back on the bottom. I don't get it, because this one goes right here in the center, up higher, but there's other ones like these ones that are on the front. Okay, I'll show you here. Like these right here, they're supposed to be ones on the bottom too, the same length, and I don't get it. Make sure that that. Okay, there we go. Yep, that's right. I'm going to have to look through all this wood here to find out what I am missing. All right, so I'm going over to the other side. Hello, Rob. Good to see you. There you go. I could put it down here, huh? Thanks for stopping in. I've been working on this thing, and I got to find some other pieces of wood that I can't seem to find, so I'm going to be doing that offline. So I'm going to shut this off right now. Right there. Okay. So since YouTube sucks and are kind of funky about me putting stuff on here from other places, because I got fireworks that I recorded yesterday, and it's also got music in it, so every time I do that they claim, even though that I say it is fair use, they go against it. They say no it ain't, and they demonetize that video. So if you're on YouTube right now, head on over to Rumble to watch the fireworks, because it's only going to be on Rumble. So all you YouTube people over there, go on over to Rumble to watch the fireworks. And if you don't have a Rumble account, why not? It's easy, just sign up for it. Tom Kvichak, or rumble.com/Tom Kvichak. There you go. And what's the other thing right here? And if you can't get it that way, you can get it this way right here. I'll put it in the YouTube thingy. Let me get my cursor over here. Right there. All right. And there it is right there. But look at it in the chat, because you're not going to be able to copy it from there. Just copy it from the chat. So we're going to head on over to Rumble here in a few minutes. I'll give you a chance. I'll put the outro, the short outro on here for you YouTube people, and then we'll head on over to Rumble so we can watch the videos. Let me see this one right here. We'll swirl you out of here just 3 minutes. And this will give you 3 minutes to head on over to Rumble.
Engineer, where are you headed? Carry me back to Tennessee. the sea. Oh, I got a little girl who's been waiting. Promised that she'd marry me. Mr. Can we leave the sea? I'll shovel coal, Lord, to pay my fare. Gotta get this train down to the station. My little girl waiting for me. Well, the night is dark and Lord, it's cloudy. I've been traveling that lonesome road.
Good night, Jeff. See you next time. Thanks for stopping in.
Won't that low train carry me back?
All right. Thanks for subbing over there on Rumble. I really appreciate it. We're going to be over there in a few minutes as soon as this is over.
Well, they left Columbus around 7. Oh, Lord, they hit Louisville about 9. That poor boy's heart started overheating, sending all of his love on down. For the night is dark and Lord is quiet. I've been traveling this lonesome road. My one true love waiting at the sea. Oh, that long old train back. Traveling on that lonesome road. My one true love waiting there to see me. Oh, that long old train, won't you carry me? Oh, train, won't you carry me home?
Right. Okay. We're shutting off YouTube. Bye-bye, YouTube.